and the Mavs taking on CP3 and the Suns. That is a good basketball game. So Steve Ballmer, one of the most enthusiastic team owners you will ever see in any sport on any sideline, we got the chance to sit down to talk about how he got that way, the Clippers' experience in the bubble, and the difficulty of parting ways with Doc Rivers. We also talked about the Clippers' new arena. Here's our full conversation. Steve Ballmer.
The road of going to a championship is hard. As a pair and as a duo, it has to start with us. I'm ready to dive right into this and give everything I have.
This is going to be an unprecedented season. What does it feel like to you to be starting up again?
I'll tell you the craziest thing. I went to our first preseason game. I sat in that arena. You're used to, 19,000 strong, pumping and thumping. And I was sitting, 15, 20 feet from the court by myself.
You're kind of lonely in that little seat.
I mean, it just feels crazy to be in there. And of course, you got to think about the disease, but the experience, I think, will be a little crazier maybe even than the bubble, because the arenas are so much bigger.
We are used to seeing you as one of the most demonstrative owners in the league. You're on the sidelines. Last year during the season opener, you cheered so much you actually tore a hole in your shirt, which was amazing. I was fascinated to learn, though, that this wasn't always your personality. I read an article talking about how you used to hyperventilate before Hebrew school because the idea of speaking aloud in front of the whole class was you were so shy. It was so off-putting to you. How did you get from there to here?
That's a really good question. No, I was super shy as a kid. When I took my first job, my guy started the same day. He described it this way: "Hi, I'm Steve Ballmer, and my hand's all sweaty. I'm good to meet you." Business school.
That was you?
That was me. Business school. I remember the first time I talked in a business school class. It was like, I could barely get the words out. But once I sort of build my momentum, get comfortable, and I would say it was even the same way when I bought the Clippers. I wasn't going to just, I could be enthusiastic. That's fine. But, I had to learn my rhythm with the players. I had to learn my rhythm with the coaching staff. They all flow pretty freely now. But yeah, I was a little shy to start that too, Rachel.
It's been such a short off-season. The bubble is very fresh. Patrick Beverley had a quote the other day. He said, "Everyone around here is pissed off, which is good." Do you get that same sense?
Yeah, I mean, look, nobody liked the way our season ended. Nobody did. There's no antidote. Just being randomly angry doesn't do anything. It's crazy. I think there's a variety of ways people deal with adversity. One is to go put your head in the sand and deny. One is to get timid. That's not our guys. I think our guys say, okay, we're not happy, but we're all about getting better. How do we get better? How do we get better? How do we get better?
You didn't experience what happened in the bubble from afar. You were down in Orlando for weeks and weeks at a time leading up to that Game 7 in the second round. What did it feel like for you to be sitting in the building and watching those last minutes tick off the clock?
I missed not 1 minute of anything in the bubble until the last 40 seconds, and I just couldn't stand it. I got up 40 seconds.
Did you leave into the concourse?
40 seconds, I left, and then I saw the Crockies, and I went over and congratulated them, and the game ended.
Coaches are the fall guy, and sometimes it's not warranted.
Steve Ballmer decided we need a fresh start, and look, that's a brave, bold move.
Paul George and the Clippers have agreed to add 4 years to his contract.
Last season didn't end. The playoffs didn't go the way they wanted them to go. And certainly there's a lot on Kawhi Leonard and Paul George with a new head coach in Ty Lue to get this figured out.
I'm interested, especially your approach to this, because you come from the tech world. You helped build Microsoft. How did that experience affect the way you approached the NBA team, especially this offseason?
In the tech world, you have version updates. Okay, what's a version update? Well, we can do a major upgrade in the summer, and we can do a minor upgrade at the trade deadline.
Right.
So you think about things in a little bit different perspective. Sports is more final. Tech, you could say, we'll improve the product next release. Every 24 seconds.
Yeah.
You know how you stand. Every game, every season, and there's no, hey, I'll make it up in the future.
Mm-hmm.
It's all even more accountable.
Doc Rivers had been with the team since you bought it, and really a key point of contact for you. How hard was it to decide you guys should part ways?
That was very hard. I mean, Doc, I would call my mentor in the league. I mean, I don't know what it's like for most people when they first come in and as governors, but I didn't know what I was doing. I learned more from Doc than I did from anybody else, and I really appreciate his mentorship. But yeah, it was time. It was time to try something a little bit different. And I respect Doc a ton. I like Doc a ton. I learned a ton. And except when the Clippers play the 76ers, I wish them a lot of luck.
You're also trying to improve the team by building a new arena. Why is it so important to you that you have your own place?
We need our own home. I mean, this is a crazy place. You know, people who spend time in LA, fine. I grew up in Detroit and Seattle. There was one Pistons. There was one Supersonics. There was no contention to be the basketball team in town. Well, here there is. We need our home, our identity, you know, our personality.
And I will say, you didn't ask the state or city for money. You guys are spending the money for this. Do you feel it's going to fundamentally change who the Clippers are in Los Angeles?
I think it takes a lot of things for us to fundamentally change who we are. I mean, not any one thing. I think it'll be another significant milestone. But we've got to win. I mean, the arena too. But, you know, people want, you know, it's winners that transform the legacy of the team, what the team really stands for. And it'll be a step. But the big step, we'll be getting our hands on one of those pretty little trophies.
Thanks so much to Steve Ballmer for his time. I just thought that was exceptional. I really enjoyed that conversation. And Perk, I love the accountability that he took, right? He was like, no, the arena's going to be nice. It's all good. Contracts are nice. We have to win. Do you think that he's right, that winning a title can change the perception of the Clippers overall? Do you think it's really the only way that can happen?
Absolutely. Look, LA and Boston are similar. They're not selling for the conference titles or 60-win seasons. They want championships. The Los Angeles is spoiled, and it's because of the Lakers. But Steve Ballmer is right. In another instance, they have to win because they have to worry about Kawhi Leonard. He hasn't signed a contract extension yet, and here he is. He's going to be coming up with a player option after this year, so he's right. They have to win. And they have to win big.
Rich, first of all, the interview was great, but watching Ballmer try to stay calm is like watching Tibbs try not to run like a maniac up the floor and keep his mask on. I miss a world where Ballmer is screaming like a maniac and telling you the Clippers are fantastic, and when Tibbs is flying F-bombs all over the place. So that will make me feel like the league is back.
Right.
But more to the point of the question, absolutely the Clippers have to win a title. It's the only way they can change the narrative. They've got the talent on the roster. Ty Lue has won before. They have the pieces. I just don't know if they're better off right now than they were a year ago, because I feel like everything was lined up for them to win right away. And now everything's a little shuffled. I understand why they made the move, but I'm not buying them being able to get to the top this season.
Well, we'll see, right? I mean, the Heat certainly were not expected to get to the NBA Finals. That's the best thing about this sport. We don't know I was going to say October, but it's December, but this year, whatever. We don't know in the preseason what is going to happen. I love the part where he talked about being shy. That blew me away, that he said that he used to hyperventilate before he had to even speak in class. And now, look at him. I can certainly say the Clippers are better off than they were 6 years ago when he bought them.
Absolutely.
What an evolution for that team, and that journey continues. Thank you very much to Steve for sitting down with us. Coming up, we're going to talk a little Steph Curry. So much on his shoulders this season, especially without Klay Thompson. Where do the Dubs stack up in the West? Hey, good thing we have our Warriors insider here on the set today. Our season preview coming up next.